Hello viewers, this is Just Fake Network TV, a place where you can get the latest information about Nigeria news and now the news in details. Power shift in presidency, fear grips service chiefs, ministers. The appointment of Professor Ibrahim Gambari as the Chief of Staff to President Muhammadu Buhari has brought about seeming power shift in the presidency as well as reviving the culture of democratic governance in the seat of power. Apparently, the innovations that Gambari may introduce in the presidency could prompt the need for overhaul of the governance structures from the State House Abuja down the line to the ministers and head of departments and agencies. This, a presidency source disclosed, may have been precipitating palpable fear among service chief, ministers and heads of MDAs. Investigations revealed that public officers who were playing errand boys for the late Chief of Staff Abba Kyari than delivering on their jobs may have a hectic time to adjust and deliver. Time may run out on some of these principal officers in government as the new regime may be moving fast before such adjustment. The service chiefs heading the various military arms, Nigerian Army, Nigerian Navy, Nigerian Air Force may have reasons to fret over the new power structure in the presidency. Some whose retirement from the military service but were shielded by the late COS Abba Kyari may have no hidden place or such protection anymore. The probable woes of the service chief may be compounded in the remembrance of their undermining the authority of the National Security Advisor, Babangana Monguno, and were reporting to COS Abba Kyari boycotting the NSA in relating with President Muhammadu Buhari. The new power structure in the presidency brought about by the appointment of Gambari as COS has practically restored the authority of the NSA in the presidency. It would appear that Professor Gambari does not want to go beyond the powers of his office or usurp the powers of any other principal officers in the presidency, as his predecessors Abba Kyari did. The new power structures in the presidency profoundly played out on Thursday, where President Muhammadu Buhari held a meeting the service chiefs of the State House Abuja, restoring the conventional protocols in the presidency. The National Security Advisor, Babangana Monguno, stood in to announce the resolutions at the National Security Councils and the President's decisions and directives. In the ancient regime of Abba Kyari, the presidential media aide would have written long essay as press release by the President. The return of the NSA to his authority constitutes severe phobia for those who undermined his authority during their romance with the late Abba Kyari. The Chief of Army Staff, Tukur Buratai, may have been recalling his additional punitive actions against Monguno after the NSA letter to President Muhammadu Buhari against the late COS, hypothetically to please late Abba Kyari. The National Security Council meeting on Thursday was attended by the Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo, the Minister of Defense, retired Major General Bashir Magashi, Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation Abubakar Malami, the Minister of Foreign Affairs Geoffrey Oyema, and the rest. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Abayomi Olonisaki, led the service chief to the NSC meeting at the State House Abuja. The service chief present at the meeting include the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiku Abubakar, the Chief of Naval Staff, Ebok Ikwe Ibaz, and Army Chief of Staff was represented by the Chief of Policy and Plans, Lieutenant General Lamidi Adeosun, the Inspector General of Police Muhammad Adamu, and the Director General of the Department of State Services Yusuf Bichi were also present at the meeting. Furthermore, there were innuendos that some ministers allegedly bribed their way in the old order to secure the ministerial appointment. However, the ministers that have not performed to the optimum may have reason to be troubled within their souls in the new order. The non-performing ministers and head of departments and agencies that have not been performing but purported to be hidden under the shade of the late COS may have reason to be perturbed over likely removal. Invariably, head may roll. Generally, the approval of President Buhari for the implementation of the Oronsaye Committee reform recommendations constitute serious threats to several agencies and departmental heads. The implementation may lead to the extinction of some agencies and departments of the federal government. Ironically, the president's approval for the implementation of the Oronsaye Committee recommendation was made after the demise of the former COS. It would appear that there may be no protection of any kind in the implementation of the recommendations under the new order. This is definitely the truth. I am short of words. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know where to start from. Because for those who can think, who can add one and one together, for those who can join everything together, about what we just hear, it brings out another clear evidence that there is no Buhari in Aso Rock. I'm telling you. Because a new chief of staff has been appointed. It is not going to be business as usual. Just as Abba Kyari did. Just as Abba Kyari was the de facto president. Now Professor Gambari is now the new de facto president. A president who cannot call the shot. A president who cannot sack any minister or any service chief. A president who cannot serve any of his appointees. Is not a presiding president, but a puppet president. I'm telling you, they can continue to deceive their gullible supporters. But discerning-minded Nigerians cannot be fooled forever. Of course, as soon as possible, we will definitely know what is going on. And exactly what Nnamdi Kanu has been saying, that there is no more in President Muhammadu Buhari. I'm telling you. But what can we do? There is nothing we can do. Whether we take it or leave it. The COS is very powerful all over the world. When you talk about the president, you talk about the chief of staff. I'm telling you, it's very powerful because he holds the last and closest interface with the CIC. He prepares and presents final briefs to the president for approval. Not only that, he is the generalism chief executive officer of the nation. And that is the nature and working of administrative governance. But that does not mean that the president abdicates his duty. But the fact is that the president is always overwhelmed with meetings and engagements. The COS, they help to collate and synthesize the president's course of decisions and actions. This is to tell you that the work of chief of staff is a very huge task. We just need to pray for Professor Gambari to act rightly, to act patriotically, and to have the fear of God with the look of things that is going on in our country, Nigeria. And that is our prayer for them. You know, people are saying that I think the work of COS is to prepare the president's schedule of the day. Why now all these powers? They said the truth is finally coming out. Buhari not in charge. Rather, the COS, an appointee of the presidency, not the president. Nigeria is a zoo. Nigeria is a zoo. It's a zoo. But what can we do? There is nothing we can do about that. We're just praying that God should revive our country, Nigeria, back to normal. That is our prayer. So guys, what is your own think? What do you think about this? Your comment is highly appreciated, and kindly drop your comment in the comment section below. For those who subscribe, I want to say a very big thank you to you for subscribing. We'll say God bless you. If you're yet to do so, please kindly press the subscription button below. And also please don't forget to press the notification button so that whenever we upload news, you will be the first person to watch our latest news. God bless you once again and always stay safe. Thank you so much for watching our news. Bye.